look, I know you love Star Wars, but Alec Guinness is going to be remembered as the guy who played Colonel Nicholson in Bridge on the River Kwai. I mean, he won an Oscar for it.
Yes, but people are going to forget about that. Obi-Wan Kenobi is going down. I mean, they'll remember that 1,000 years from now. Star Wars was a definitive film, and it probably wouldn't have even worked if Alec Guinness hadn't played Obi-Wan. He brought, like, seriousness and made it more than just this goofy little space movie.
Yes, that's right. No one's going to remember Bridge on the River Kwai. No one at all. Just
Love
a
the
piddly
movie,
little
but...
movie. Like an indie film, really. Or something you saw on TV once but don't quite remember. Crazy talk.
Just saying, Star Wars will outlast it.
I mean, Star Wars, yes, but Alec, I can't talk about Alec Guinness like this. It gets me upset. So let's talk about another movie we can debate the crap out of instead. Abe Mosseri and the Table of Doom with Jess and BJ. We were not at the Table of Doom, but we were near.
Well, we were kind of.
We were near the Table of Doom.
We were watching the Table of Doom.
Yes.
That's how you watch a movie.
If you've noticed, we've replaced the leading character of this film with movie mogul and celebrity Abe Mosseri, but we'll explain that in a minute.
Okay, so
In
we're
the
going to
meantime,
settle up.
take care of business, yes. Settling up from yesterday,
We have 2 settle-ups, actually.
and we won and we lost one.
Yes.
Over on the total field size was 213 was the number. We ended up with 220.
Yeah, more than I expected.
More
Pleased
than I
with
think
the
a lot
number.
of people expected. So really good turnout, and we both missed that one because we took the under on 213.
Right, boo us.
And then we did hedge our bets a little because yesterday's bet was how many people were going to show up and register late from the 188 who played on day one. And the line there was 18, right?
Yes.
We both took the over on that, and we got 30.
32. We almost doubled the bookie's line. So
Nice.
his streak
A
of
rare
running really
misstep
good.
for the bookie.
Because I got to say, the line of 213 was damn good. The line of 18.5, not so much.
We can't all be perfect.
No. But let's see how good today's line is.
All right, there are currently 29 WPT winners remaining in the field.
There were 51 at the
Yes.
start of the tournament, so almost 1 in 4 players in this event, former WPT winner.
Yes. So the question today is, we're starting with 118 players, I believe.
116.
116. How many of these are going to be WPT winners still alive at the end of the day? And that line is 13 and a half.
I'm going to let you go first once again.
Looking at the chip counts, it seems like a lot of them are on the higher side. I know it's been very aggressive and people are kind of battling against each other, stack size be damned, but I'm going to say over because I also don't think we're going to lose that many people today. I know people are saying we make it down 40s. I think we're going to be in the 60s and that this number is too low.
I think we'll get to right around 50 or so. I didn't look at the chip counts. With 29 players left, doesn't matter if they're high, low, mixed in.
This is
It'll
why I
even
went
out.
over unders. I research.
Oh,
And then he
yes.
copies me.
I'm just saying, these are WPT winners. They tend to be better than average, even in a stacked field like this. I think there's going to be more than 14 left at the end of the day.
You know, you say that WPT winners are better than average, but at the Table of Doom, it was a non-WPT winner who was dominating this table full of people with plenty of WPT success.
And that's why he got his name in the title,
Yes.
which may be a first for the Jess and BJ Show.
I know. Who okayed that Abe Mosseri gets top billing over us?
Yeah, that's right. We're after the title. Isn't that like an indication that we're not as important as Abe Mosseri?
That can't possibly be the truth.
I may have to file a complaint about this.
We're going to speak with you after the show, producers. All right, so Abe Mosseri's at this table.
Yes.
And this is not a knock to Abe Mosseri, but when the day began, he was far from the biggest name. Bellagio, we tend to have crazy tables. This table really took the cake. When the day began, you had Kevin Saul,
Yes.
WPT winner. You had, still in the hunt, by the way, Doyle Brunson en route to the Diamond Dodecahedron.
Yes.
You had Andy Frankenberger, Player of the Year frontrunner. David Chu, who has won this event before. Who
Right.
else was there?
At the start of play.
Hoyt Corkins, two-time WPT winner.
Right. Hoyt showed up later, a little after some bust outs. Elke showed up. Randall
Eugene
Flowers.
Katchlov filled an empty seat.
Right.
And then you also had people who don't have WPT success but are still really well-known players or have done well, like Kyle Julius, Luke Stodmeyer, who final tabled Bellagio Cup a couple seasons back. Dimitri Stelmack ended up filling an empty seat. He's a European pro that's done really well.
Final point being, all day long there were 5 or 6 WPT winners in the seats at this 9-handed table. That's pretty damn impressive.
And some of them had some decent chip stacks, and some of them were doing well, but none of them compared to Abe Mosseri.
Tell us how he got his chips.
Well, big pot early on. He and Kevin Saul both came into the day with a lot of chips. Kevin was in the top 10. I believe Abe started 14th or 15th in chips with about 200,000. They got it all in on an 8, 9, 10 board with Abe holding top 2 to Kevin Saul's flop straight. It may have gotten it on the turn, but on the river.
On the flop.
It was on the flop. On the river, Abe filled up and doubled through Kevin, leaving Kevin with like 30,000. Abe got the rest of that later and just proceeded to really run over this table for the rest of the day.
Right. Dominated the chip counts for the rest. That was in the first level of the day. Dominated the chip counts for the rest of the day. I guess that's how you get your name in the title of the Jess and BJ Show.
I still don't think he's more important than us, though. Doyle, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, how is Doyle not the first one to get his name in the show? God, win that Diamond Dodecahedron, Doyle.
Yeah, we'll name it the Diamond Dodecahedron Show with Jess and BJ if that happens. That being said, so when we say dominant, we yesterday pointed out that chip counts were pretty closely packed together. Abe was like 200,000 out front, 150,000 out front, and it was only at the end of the day when he ended with about 685, and Alan Sternberg, who won Bay 101, came in second in chips at the end of the day with 606. That's about as close as the gap has been the entire tournament when it comes to.
Okay, so we're wrapping up the Table of Doom.
Yes.
Table of Doom. We'll have to see if we get another one today, and maybe do a sequel to a sequel. But maybe not. But we did have late registration. As we pointed out, the field size finished up at 220 players.
It did.
And we had 32 come in on day 2.
A lot of the notable late arrivals.
A lot of the notable late arrivals, including Alan Cunningham, Nanad Medic, Theo Jorgensen, Elke Grossbillier, Freddie Deeb, Sean Deeb, no relation, Phil Galfond, Scott Clemens, Tony G, Andrew Roble, Joe Cassidy, the always late Phil Hellmuth, and defending champion David Williams. And that's just a taste of the players who showed up on day.
You mentioned Andrew Roble showed up late.
Yes.
He left early. He played exactly 3 hands before Joe Cassidy busted him, another late arrival. Joe Cassidy didn't really get to enjoy the tournament that long. He busted a couple of later on one of the final hands of the evening.
Yeah, who won them?
A lot of people busted out yesterday. I know the first day we only had like 18 people that busted. Things are starting to pick up. And to give you a quick Player of the Year update, people who are out that had a chance of, that were pretty close in the standings, Vivek, who is second in chips, or second in the race rather, is out, so he's no longer going to be in the running for it. Greg Brooks, LAPC champ, is out, as is Tom Marchese, who final tabled both Hollywood Poker Open and the Foxwoods.
And my dark horse to catch.
Yes, and Greg Brooks was my pick to catch Andy, so you may have this one wrapped up. Andy is still in, but there are plenty of people left who can catch him, including 2 people who are top 3 in chip counts. Alan Sternberg is second in chips. With his Bay 101 title, he can pass Andy with a 4th place finish. Stephen Kelly, who finished second in Bay 101, is third in chips and can pass Andy with a 3rd place finish or higher. So, still wide open race, and I think it is going to come down to the final table.
All right, are we wrapped on day 2, ready to hit day 3?
Unless there's anything else you'd like to talk about.
Final question of the day.
All right.
Abe Mosseri in the Table of Doom, obviously a reference to something we all know. What is your favorite Indiana Jones character other than Indiana Jones?
Okay.
Too easy.
It might be because I think I love the Goonies more than Indiana Jones movies, but Short Round, who was also Data in the Goonies, is my favorite from Temple of Doom. Not exactly the favorite Indiana Jones movie of most people, but I think Short Round's just too delightful not to say him.
See, if I wanted to get a little esoteric, I might even say the music of John Williams, which was almost like a character. But I'll stick to the premise. I'm going to go with Henry Jones Sr., Indy's dad from...
Sean Connery!
Yeah, from the 3rd movie. He was great, and the relationship between them was so awesome. The way they bickered, he almost filled the role of like the woman that you would bicker with. Of the what?
Of the BJ in the Jess and BJ bickering. Well, I'm the young
Careful
one.
with your
you're
phrasing.
The old one.
Okay.
You should be happy to be compared to Sean Connery.
You know, Sean Connery really isn't that much older than Harrison Ford. They're like 10 years apart.
Oh, so you're saying the age gap between them is
pretty much the
smaller
same
than
as
the
ours.
age gap between us, as
Yes.
you are age.
Are you saying I could play your father?
Yes.
I don't have red hair.
I'm
I don't think
adopted.
I've ever dated a redhead.
Nor will you ever.